Hello, the Keto family. Welcome back. Today, we're making a lemon pie. If this is your first time with us, don't forget, hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. Let's get started, guys. All right, lovelies, as a reminder, everything I'm using today is going to be listed right down there in the description below. And then at the end of the video, you'll find a nutritional information card so you can get an estimate of how the macros break down for this lemon pie. That being said, let's get started. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making the crust. And this is actually a really generic crust. You can use this with other recipes as well. It doesn't have to be this particular lemon one. This would work great, with cheesecake, any pie you can think of. The basics are the same, and I know for the cheesecake, what I like to do is I add a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg to it, just to give it that extra oomph of flavor. And you can do it for this as well, but I find that kind of detracts from the taste of the lemon filling we're going to be putting in it, so I don't add the extra stuff to this one. So in here, I have a cup and a half of almond flour. It's already been sifted, and I know I sound like a broken record, but always sift your powders and your flours. You don't want any lumps or bumps in there. And to that, I'm going to add, I got granular monk fruit here. It's a 1/4 cup. You can use swerve, stevia, whatever you want to use, but keep in mind that different sweeteners may sweeten at a little bit different rates, so you don't want to make it too sweet, not for the crust, okay? I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of pink Himalayan sea salt, and I'm going to stir those dry ingredients together. All right, now we're going to add melted butter. This is 4 tablespoons, a half a stick, okay? And now we're going to stir all that together until you get a dry, crumbly mixture in here. It doesn't seem like it's going to do much at first, but keep working it and it all comes together in the end. All right, we've got that crust all mixed together, so now I'm going to grab my pie plate here. Isn't this adorable? I picked this up at Walmart and it is just the cutest thing. So I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump this pie crust mixture out into the pie pan. And then we'll press it down to the bottom with our fingers. If you saw my cheesecake video, it's gonna be really similar to that. All right, start working it down. And as I go, I press this about halfway up the sides. All right, I've got that pie crust all pressed down in there. Now it's time to bake it. I've already got my oven preheated to 325. We're gonna stick this in and bake it for 10 minutes. I'll be right back. Alright, guys and gals, the pie crust just came out of the oven. I got it cooling right behind me. Now we're going to make the lemon filling for the inside. So I have a saucepan here over medium heat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cup of heavy whipping cream to it. I've got 4 large egg yolks, and I really don't care for recipes that call for egg yolks, because then you got the whites just sitting there. Right, next I've got 1/3 of a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and then I got a tablespoon of lemon zest. Now I don't know how big the lemons are where you're at, but these lemons are rather small, and I had to zest 3 of those bad boys. Get a whole tablespoon. There was lemon zest everywhere in here. So I got those in there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna whisk this over medium heat for a couple minutes until it starts to thicken up. Usually about 5-6 minutes. Now you don't want the heat too high, and you don't want to stop it moving because you do not want this to curdle, all right? You just want to thicken without curdling, so we're gonna get our arm workout in for today. All right, so the filling has thickened up nicely. It's not too thick, but it's thicker than it was. You'll notice the difference. It took a total of 7 minutes to get to this point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove it from the heat. Now that I've taken this off the heat, I'm going to add butter. I've got 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And what I did is I cut this up into just little pieces because I want this to melt into it. So I got the half a stick and then cut that into like 6 pats. I cut those pats up into like 6 pieces. So we're going to put this in. And I also have a teaspoon of lemon extract we're going to add. And a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum. We'll sprinkle that all over. Alright, let's whisk all this together. Next up is the sour cream. I've got a cup of full fat sour cream here. And we're going to continue whisking all this until there's no more lumps in it. It's all smooth and creamy. That is all creamy. Now for the most important part is the sweetener. I'm using pure stevia. You can use your sweetener of choice as long as it's a powdered. I wouldn't recommend a granular here, because this might not be hot enough to melt it and fully incorporate it in. The sweetener here will vary depending on how tart or how sweet you like your pie to be. I like mine right at half a cup in here, so I add half a cup. You might want a little more or a little less. What I recommend is putting some sweetener in, incorporating it in, and then just doing a taste test. See what you think. Add more if you like more, but it's easier to add more sweetener to sweeten it than to put too much in. You're just like, this is too sweet. Because then you're just kind of stuck either starting over or dealing with it sweet. Alright, so we're going to mix all that in. Alright, so we got our pie crust that was cooling off behind us. What we're going to do now is we're just going to pour our filling mixture into the pie crust. Alright, so that is the pie ready to go now. Now comes the hard part. Now you gotta put it in the refrigerator and let it chill. Minimum of 4 hours, but just like the cheesecake, it's gonna taste best if you leave it in the refrigerator overnight. But that's it for now. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. I'm gonna be back tomorrow to show y'all what it looks like. Hello lovelies. Well, it has been 24 hours and this lemon pie is ready to be cut. I tell you, it has been a hard day not messing with it, but I want to give it as much time as possible to set up so I can give you guys as good an idea as possible as how wonderful this can be. So here it is, lovely. It's obviously all set. Let's give it a cut and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, there it is. I don't think there's ever any good way to get the first piece out. It always messes up, but after that it's fine. So what I like to do is I like to get, you know, cut little pieces of lemon up to garnish it with, or you can get fancy and cut a little slice and make a spiral out of it. And I went and snagged some fresh mint out of the garden. I thought that'd be pretty. And there we have it, guys. It is absolutely wonderful. This has such a wonderful creamy lemon tartness to it. It's kind of like a creamsicle. Oh, you will absolutely love this. Comment below if you try it. It is so delicious, especially for these hot summer days. Oh, it's just perfect. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up down below and feel free to share this video with anyone that you know who's a great recipe for a low carb lemon pie. Until next time, guys. Bye.